Fuck you, dead man. I want you to feel my rage. When I reach into your chest and rip out your heart! Like you did mine. This is what it feels like.
All right, put your hands on top of your head and turn around.
Oh, Christ. We should report this to Teasel, Galt. Look at that.
Well, the man said clean him up. Clean him up. Don't forget to get him behind the ears.
Oh, sounds we just took the hard way. Come on. Damn, this boy's hard to get a hold of.
Why do people go to church? Right? Because that's what's going on.
And why should they?
Right.
Because that's a discussion. So Jonathan took me to an Orthodox ceremony in Seattle. Like, I wasn't into it. It grated on me.
That woman thinks Jesus suffered for her sins. They're her sins. Why should Jesus do all the suffering? Although that white Jesus could stand a little more suffering. He's doing very well for himself these days. Like, you got your white Jesuit-style Jesus, you got your black African Jesus, you got your brown Mexican Jesus, you got your swarthy Greek Jesus. There's a lot of need for Jesus. So, there's a lot of Jesus.
Before we get started, I want to quickly acknowledge one of the characters introduced in the first episode of American Gods is a member of Wednesday's own pantheon. Loki Lysmith, Shadow's prison cellmate, is the most obvious alias ever for Loki, the god of mischief and deceit in Norse mythology. Loki is a member of the Aesir tribe, the top tier of gods in the Norse pantheon. He is the son of Forbauti, the Jotun or giant, and Laufey, the Aesir goddess. Unlike in the Marvel universe, Loki is not the son of Odin, through adoption or otherwise, but he and Odin are blood brothers.
And then I went to an Orthodox mass here a couple of weeks ago, and I found it and a Catholic one a week before that. I was down at Franciscan University, and I found it unbelievably soothing, which was very much unlike the reactions I've had before. I also did develop, and partly as a consequence of our discussions, a deeper appreciation for what was happening in the ritual itself, and also more tolerance for whatever inadequacies I might perceive, you know. And partly that's also a realization, you know, lots of modern people say, well, I don't go to church because I don't believe that. You Frenchmen, you know, you've abandoned your Catholicism. You think the Catholics, they were crazy. It's like, you ain't seen nothing yet. And so I believe, and Jung kind of convinced me of that. He more or less posited, and you could say the same thing about Orthodox. He said, Catholic is as sane as people ever get. And that's partly because we have to have one foot in the dream and the mystery. We have to. You know, and I heard Douglas Murray speak recently about this. That was very interesting, because Murray is an atheist, essentially. To Dave Rubin, he said, I don't believe that either conservatism or classic liberalism can survive in the absence of the religious surround, which was really something for him to admit. But then he said something even more remarkable, I thought, and he said, and it's actually the mysterious part of it that has to be retained. The virgin birth, the resurrection, the crucifixion, all of that crazy mythology, let's say, because otherwise it just degenerates into another form of cheap social justice, and don't we have enough of that? Now, I don't know what to make of that, the idea of the resurrection, for example, and all of that. It's like, well, what do you do with that? And the answer is, we don't know, but we don't throw it out without having some sense of what's going to come in to replace it.
I believe. What do you believe, Shadow?
everything.
I am Odin! And you are a star of the dawn. Show them who you are.
I don't go to church because I don't believe that. It's like, well, A, who cares what you believe? Like, who the hell are you anyways? You are right that the bloody institution is chaotic and decadent in some fundamental sense. It's like, well, good. There's something for you to do. Like there always has been throughout the entire history of mankind, because that's Osiris, right? The once great king who's fallen into disrepair. It's like, well, if the church is broken and you're the genius to see it, why don't you go fix it?
Show me the church manipulated the system so that these guys wouldn't have to face charges. Show me they put those same priests back into parishes time and time again. Show me this was systemic, that it came from the top down. We're going after the system.
Religion was, I was raised Catholic. Any other Catholics in? If you go to Catholic school, sex education is very odd. Sex education, they don't want kids to be told about sex. They want to show them. The Catholic Church are weird. The only kind of contraception they seem to approve of is fucking young boys.
Mitch, are you telling me that the Catholic Church removed legal documents from that courthouse?
Hey, Mr. Burke, they're in back talking to the bishop.
And Father?
We put him in the break room.
Who's that?
Assistant DA.
It's gonna be hard to keep the papers away from the arraignment.
What arraignment? The mother's bawling and the uncle's pissed off.
She's not married?
Divorced with 4 kids. I guess father was helping out.
Helping out?
I'm not crazy. I'm not paranoid. I'm experienced. Check the docket. You'll see. They control everything.
The church thinks in centuries, Mr. Resendez. You should get your facts straight.
No, you're right. I should.
I was glancing over your files. Makes for some pretty interesting reading. Rambo John J., born 7/6/47, Bowie, Arizona, of Indian German descent.
July 6, 1415, Czech religious reformer Jan Hus, whose criticisms of the church anticipated the Reformation by more than a century, was burned to death at Konstanz in present-day Germany.
7/6/47, Bowie, Arizona, of Indian German descent. It's a hell of a combination.
If you had been unable to control your impulses like an animal, we could not let you live. You inherit too much power. You have more than one birthright, boy.
He's dead now.
Damn Russian bastards.
Bring him out!
Take him and clean him up.
Murdoch. Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
John Rambo.
Rambo, I don't make the orders. I take them just like you.
Juanito Rambo. Cámelo como ganaste, hijo de la chingada, y a su puta también. Y marcaditos, cabrón. Y marcaditos.
I swear to God, I didn't know it was supposed to happen like this. It was just supposed to be another assignment.
calling John Rambo. Acknowledge. State Police calling John Rambo. Come in, please. Acknowledge. At the headless cross. Ooh, where will you run to? At the headless cross.
Aren't you curious to see how things might have changed back home?
You're always going to be tearing away at yourself until you come to terms with what you are. Until you come full circle.
So you're just gonna stay here forever?
John!
Never possessed God in heaven to make a man like Rambo.
God didn't make Rambo. I made him.
Who the hell are you?
Sam Trotman. Colonel Samuel Trotman. I've come to get my boy,